Welcome po sa ating 135th Climate Forum. Pwede po ba ako mag-request na i-open po natin lahat ng ating mga cameras? So, open po para po makita natin lahat ng mga kagandahan. Ayan. So, to formally start our program, open na po ba? To formally start our program, let us hear the welcome remarks from our Deputy Administrator for Operations and Services, Dr. Landrico Dalida. Sir June.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Anne, and good morning, everybody. In behalf of our Administrator, Dr. Vicente Malano, who is attending an equally important meeting, let me welcome you all to this 135 Climate Forum. This is organized by the PLIMS of CAD, the Climatology and Agromet Division, under the leadership of Mrs. Edna Juanillo. I can see that there are some field personnel na naka-tune in sa atin ngayon. Of course, ang ating mga national government, I can see here from the DA, the DTI, and other national government. Of course, we welcome also the our personnel from the central office. Hopefully, this 135 Climate Forum organized by the CAD can give us the detail about the La Nina. Actually, we have the latest advisory number 7 about the weakening of the La Nina. Siguro mamaya makita natin ang full detail nito. And of course, katatapos lang natin na maranasan, of course, itong sa eastern part of the country, itong si almost super typhoon, no? Category si Typhoon Bising. At ngayon nga ay na over northeast of Batanes. Hopefully itong this week ay palabas na ng Philippine Area of Responsibility. Siguro malalaman natin ngayon kung ang ating mga dam ay nabigyan ng maraming tubig. And of course, ito nga ay 135. Ibig sabihin talagang almost more than 100 na itong ating ginagawang climate forum to inform everybody, like yung of course yung ating mga sa agriculture, no. Ito yung kalimitan nakikinabang. Of course, yung ating mga media friends, sila rin ang nagbibigay sa atin ng tulong para maipalaganap itong ating mga information. Of course, lalo na itong La Nina or El Nino or neutral condition ng ating country. So with this, again, for this morning, hopefully we can have a fruitful information and result of this climate forum. At of course, marami tiyak na magbibigay ng mga question with regards to marami rin na nagtatanong actually, meron bang itong COVID-19 natin, may effect bang weather? No, ito kasi madalas masabi nila na ang weather actually ay nakaka-apekto rito sa ating pandemic na ito. So siguro baka may magtanong niyan at mabigyan natin ng magandang paliwanag. Again, in behalf of our administrator, Dr. B. Malano, again, we welcome you all to this 135 Climate Forum. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you po, Doc June, for acknowledging also our partner agencies. So nandito rin po, acknowledge ko rin po, andito po sa atin ngayon si Dr. Flaviana Hilario, ang dati po nating Deputy Administrator for Research and Development. So, before po tayo mag-start, magkaroon po muna tayo ng photo ops. Pa-open po ulit ng ating mga cameras. Para po sa ating photo ops muna. Para fresh pa ang lahat. Yan. Marami na ba ang nag-open ng camera?
Yes po, hello po. Mag-take po tayo ng picture. So, I think most of you naka-open na po yung camera. So, meron po tayong 4 batches. So, kindly bear with me po. So, first batch po for the photo ops. So, 1, 2, 3, smile. Yan. So, for the second batch po. Wait lang po For the second batch, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Smile po ulit. Okay. Then for the third batch, 1, 2, 3. Smile po ulit. Okay, for last na po ito. Last batch po natin. So, 1, 2, 3. Smile po ulit. Thank you po. Ma'am Che, back to you po.
So, yes, thank you po ulit sa ating photo ops. So, tawagin ko na po ngayon ang ating unang presenter to give us the weather updates. From the Weather Division, Miss Ana Cloren. Ana.
Hello, good morning everyone. Mag-share lang po ako ng screen. Hello po, good morning. Confirm ko lang ko, okay na po ba? Nakikita naman po yung screen ko po.
Yes po, Miss Ana. Thank you.
Okay, sige. Okay, good morning everyone. So, narito po yung update natin sa binabantayan po nating bagyong si Bising at sa magiging lagay po na ating panahon in the next 3 to 5 days. So as of 8 a.m. today, ang bagyong Bising ay namataan po natin sa layong 690 kilometers east-northeast ng Basco, Batanes. At may taglay pa rin po itong lakas ng hangin umaabot sa 120 kilometers per hour malapit po sa sentro nito. At yung kanyang gustiness o yung pagbugso ay umaabot sa 150 kilometers per hour. Patuloy po itong kumikilos pahilagang silangan sa bilis na 25 kilometers per hour. At makikita nga natin sa ating satellite imagery na unti-unti na po itong palayo dito sa Luzon landmass. At ngayong araw nga lang ay may mga pag-ulan pa rin tayo inaasahan dito sa ilang bahagi ng Cagayan Valley. Narito naman po yung latest track nitong bagyong si Bising. Papalayo na nga po siya sa ating Luzon landmass at kung makikita natin dito sa in the next 24-hour position po niya ay posibleng humina po or magkakaroon po ito ng gradual weakening. At in the next 24 hours, posible po na ito ay nasa severe tropical storm category na lamang. At bago po ito lumabas na ating area of responsibility by Saturday ng gabi or Sunday ng umaga, ay nasa kategorya na po ito ng tropical storm. At ito nga po yung magiging lagay ng ating panahon ngayong araw dito sa may Cagayan Valley or dito sa may Cagayan, kasama po ang Batanes at Babuyan Islands ay may inaasahan pa rin po tayong maulap na kalangitan at may kalat-kalat pa rin po yan ng mga pag-ulan, mga pagkidlat at pagkulog. Ngunit dito na po sa Metro Manila at sa nalalabing bahagi pa po ng Luzon, asahan pa rin po natin ang maaliwalas na panahon. May kainitan nga lang po ngayong umaga hanggang tanghali at sa hapon at sa gabi naman ay mataas pa rin po yung tsansa ng mga isolated rain showers. Ito ay dulot po ng mga localized thunderstorm. At ang temperature range po natin sa Baguio City, 17 hanggang 24 degrees Celsius. Samantalang sa Maylawag naman po, 24 to 32 degrees. Sa Tuguegarao at sa Tagaytay, posible po umabot sa 32 degrees ang pinakamataas na temperatura ngayong araw. At dito sa Metro Manila, sa Legazpi, sa Puerto Princesa at sa Kalayaan Islands ay posible po umabot sa 33 degrees ang maximum temperature ngayong araw. Dumako na po tayo sa Visayas at Mindanao. All good weather pa rin po ang ating inaasahan po dyan. Wala po tayong nakikitang weather system na magkukos po ng malawakang mga pag-ulan. Kaya mainit na panahon pa rin po ang ating inaasahan maghapon. At sa hapon or sa gabi lamang ay may chance pa rin po ng mga thunderstorms. Sa Iloilo, Cebu at sa Tacloban, posible po umabot sa 32 degrees ang pinakamataas na temperatura ngayong araw. Samantalang sa Cagayan de Oro, 24 to 33 degrees yung magiging agwat ng temperatura. At sa Davao naman at sa may Zamboanga, posible pong pumalo sa 34 degrees Celsius yung maximum temperature natin ngayong araw. Para na po sa kalagayan ng ating baybaying dagat, nakataas pa rin ang gale warning natin sa may Batanes at Babuyan Islands. Hindi pa rin natin pinapahintulutang pumalaot dyan yung ating mga kababayang mga isda, pati na rin yung may maliliit na sasakyang pandagat dahil sa inaasahan nga po natin na malaki or matataas na mga pag-alon At gana rin dito sa may silangang baybayin ng Luzon ay may nakikita pa rin po tayong katamtaman hanggang sa maalon na karagatan. Kaya iba yung pag-iingat pa rin po yung ating paalala sa mga maglalayag. At narito po yung ating 3-day weather outlook sa mga pangunahing syudad sa ating bansa. Wala naman po tayong nakikitang sama ng panahon o low pressure area na posibleng makaapekto po sa anumang bahagi ng ating kapuluan ngayong paparating na weekend. At kaya asahan natin na generally magiging mainit, warm and humid po yung ating panahon sa malaking bahagi ng ating bansa. At dito nga po sa Baguio City, over the weekend hanggang Monday ay posibleng umabot po or maglaro sa 16 hanggang 24 degrees yung agwat ng temperatura. At dito sa Metro Manila, chances ng thunderstorms natin sa hapon or sa gabi ay may kataasan po. At meron naman po tayong mga pinapalabas na mga thunderstorm advisory sa ating Facebook at Twitter account. 24 to 33 degrees ang nakikita natin na magiging agwat ng temperatura dito sa Kamaynilaan in the next 3 days. Sa Legazpi City naman po, 24 to 33 degrees ang agwat ng temperatura in the next 3 days at generally magiging mainit po ang panahon dyan sa Legazpi City. Yan din naman po sa Metro Cebu, mga isolated rain showers lamang po ating naasahan sa hapon at sa gabi. Mula 25 hanggang 33 degrees ang agwat ng temperatura. At sa Metro Davao, wala po tayong inaasahang malawakang mga pag-ulan over the weekend hanggang Monday, maliban sa mga isolated rain showers mostly sa hapon or sa gabi. 25 to 34 degrees ang agwat ng temperatura sa Metro Davao. At yan po muna latest natin dito sa Weather Forecasting Center ng Pag-asa. Magandang umaga po.
Salamat, Miss Ann, for that weather update. So, meron pa tayong bagyo ngayon nasa loob ng PR, si Bising. At expected natin na good weather po tayo sa weekend. So, for our next presentation, for the dam updates, may we have Miss Aileen Abelardo. Miss Aileen.
Hello po, magandang umaga po. So, para naman po sa status po ng mga minomonitor na dams po ng Pag-asa. So, to review po, ito po yung mga location ng mga major dams na minomonitor po ng Pag-asa. Ang Buklaw at ang Binga Dam po ay nasa Benguet at ang San Roque naman po ay nasa Pangasinan. Ito pong tatlong dam na to ay nasa loob po siya ng Agno River Basin. At ang Magat Dam naman po ay nasa Isabela at nasa loob naman po ito ng Cagayan River Basin. Samantalang ang Pantabangan sa Nueva Ecija at ang Angat Dam at Ipo Dam naman po sa Bulacan ay nasa loob naman po ito ng Pampanga River Basin. At ang La Mesa Dam naman po ay nasa Pasig Marikina River Basin, dito po sa Quezon City, at ang Caliraya Dam naman po ay nasa Laguna. So sa screen po, ito po yung elevation po ng dams ngayong 6 a.m. ng April 23. Ang Angat Dam po ay nasa 201.21 meters na at ito po ay bumaba ng 31 centimeters sa nakalipas na 24 oras. Samantalang Ipo Dam naman po ay tumaas naman ng 1 sentimetro, ito po ay nasa 98.72 meters. Ang La Mesa naman po ay nanatili sa 78.70 meters. Ang Buklaw po ay nasa 749.69 meters at ito po ay bumaba ng 32 centimeters. Samantalang ang Binga naman po ay tumaas ng 91 centimeters at nasa 568.02 meters ang elevation. Ang San Roque naman po ay nasa 237.35 meters at ito po ay bumaba ng 40 centimeters. Ang Pantabangan po ay bumaba din po ng 4 centimeters naman at nasa 193.08 meters ang elevation. Ang Magat din po ay bumaba ng 23 centimeters at ito nga po ay nasa 188.81 meters na kaninang 6 a.m. At ang Caliraya ay bumaba din naman ng 29 centimeters na nasa 286.90 meters. Makikita po natin dito sa graph, ito po red line sa taas, ito po yung normal high water level ng Angat Dam. At ang red line naman po sa baba, bandang gitna, ito naman po ay ang low water level. Samantalang ang yellow line naman po, ito po yung roll curve. At ang blue color line naman po, ito po yung elevation po ng Angat Dam from 2019 hanggang 2021. So ito pong dark blue, ito po ngayon yung level o yung elevation po ng Angat Dam ngayong 6 a.m. na nasa 201.21 meters. At kung mapapansin po natin dito, malayo po or mataas po yung agwat nito sa kanyang roll curve. So ang normal high water level po ng Angat ngayon ay nasa 212 meters at ang roll curve po nito ay 187.33 meters. Ang San Roque Dam naman po, yung red po sa taas, yung normal high water level, yung red line sa baba ay ang low water level. Same din po, yung yellow line ay yun po yung roll curve. So kung mapapansin po natin dito, ito po ay bahagyang mababa dun po sa roll curve ng San Roque na 240.02 samantalang ang water level ngayon ng San Roque ay nasa 237.35 meters. Para naman po sa Pantabangan, ang mapapansin din po natin dito na ang kasalukuyang elevation po ng Pantabangan nasa 193.08 meters ay mas mababa din po sa kanyang roll curve na 204.73. At ang normal high water level po ng Pantabangan sa ngayon ay 221 meters. Para naman po sa Magat Dam, ito pong dark blue, ito yung elevation po ng Magat Dam for the year 2021. At makikita din po natin dito na ito po ay mas mataas naman dun sa kanyang roll curve. Ang elevation ng ang Magat ngayon ay nasa 188.81 at ang roll curve niya ay nasa 177.98 meters. At ang La Mesa Dam naman po ay nasa 78.70 meters na natili sa nakalipas na 24 hours na wala pong pinagbago at ang kanyang normal high water level naman ay 80.15. So kung mapapansin po natin dito sa nakalipas po na tatlong taon from 2019 hanggang ngayon, ang level po ng La Mesa Dam ngayon ay mas mataas kumpara po sa nakalipas na taon. Ano naman po yung inaasahan natin magiging water level or expected water level po ng 4 na dams na ito by the end po ng May. So, ang elevation po ng Angat ay nasa 201.21 meters ngayon po April 23, 6 a.m. At ang normal high water level po nito ay 210 meters. So, base po dito, ilan po yung parang kailangang amount ng rainfall or basin rainfall para po ma-reach ang 210, kailangan po nito ng 364 millimeters of rain para po ma-reach itong normal high water level. At kung ang forecast basin rainfall po ng Angat, so by the way, ang forecast basin rainfall po ay binibigay po ng claims at ang dam allocation naman po ay kinukuha namin doon sa dam offices para ma-compute po natin kung ano ba yung expected water level by the end ng May. So kung kukumpitin po natin, gagamitin po natin yung forecast basin rainfall na 240 millimeters of rainfall at meron pong dam allocation ng Angat na 63 cubic meters per second. By the end po ng May, ito po ay bababa at aabot po ng 196.40. At ang roll curve naman po ng Angat by the end ng May ay 183.60. Kung mapapansin naman po natin dito, bahagyaman po bumaba ang level ng Angat sa end po ng May, ito pa rin po ay mananatiling mas mataas po dun sa kanyang roll curve. Mas mataas po ito ng 12.8 meters po. At para naman po sa San Roque, sa current elevation niya na 237.35 meters, para mapuno po or umabot sa 280 meters na normal high water level po ito, kailangan po ng 1,618 millimeters of rainfall. Ito po ay single event lang. Kung ito po ay uulan ng ganito kalaki at aabot po ito ng 280 meters. Pero para naman sa makompute natin yung water level nito by the end ng May, ilalagay natin yung forecast basin rainfall na 213.2 millimeters of rainfall at ang gagamitin naman po nating dam allocation na 55 CMS, ito po ay tataas at aabot po ng 245.88 meters by the end of May. At ang rule curve po nito ay 233.18 meters at kung mapapansin din po natin dito, ito po ay mas mataas din po sa kanyang rule curve. At dito naman po sa may Pantabangan Dam, ang current elevation niya ay 193.08 meters. At para ma-reach niya yung normal high water level na 216, kailangan po nito ng 1,803 millimeters of rainfall. And to compute naman po yung water level nito by the end ng May, ang forecast basin rainfall po ng Pantabangan ay 286.6 millimeters at ang dam allocation po nito ay nasa 1.44 CMS na lamang po. Ito po ay tataas from 193.08, ito po ay magiging 198.28 meters by the end of po ng May. At ang rule curve naman po nito ay 203.64. Kung makikita naman po natin dito, ito po ay mas mababa sa kanya po rule curve, mas mababa ng 5.36 meters. Pagdating naman po sa Magat, ang current elevation po nito ay 188.81 meters. At ang kailangan na lamang po na ulan or amount of rainfall para ma-reach niya yung 193 meters na normal high water level nito, kailangan na lang po ng 50 millimeters of rainfall. So, kung kukumpitin naman po natin yung magiging elevation po ng Magat Dam by the end of May, for example, ang forecast basin rainfall po nito na 280.4 at ang dam allocation naman po na 120 CMS, ito po ay maabot na sa kanyang spilling level or lalagpas na po dito sa 193 meters. So, ito po yung expected water level po ng apat na dam na ito by the end po ng May. So, kung titingnan naman po natin dito, by the end naman po ng June, ito naman po yung expected water level po ng Angat Dam ay aabot po ng 194.09. So, bababa ito or bahagyang bababa, ngunit mas mataas pa rin po ito sa rule curve niya ng 12 meters. Dahil ang rule curve po ng Angat sa the end ng June ay 181.90. Samantalang ang San Roque naman po, from 245.88, ito po yung na-compute natin na water level by the end of May. So, ito po yung ginamit natin to compute naman ulit kung ano yung magiging water level nito by the end ng June. At ang ginamit naman po natin forecast basin rainfall for San Roque ay 322.7 meters. At ang dam allocation niya ay nanatili sa 55 CMS. So kung gagamitin natin ang mga data na ito, ang magiging water level naman po ng San Roque ay bababa at aabot po ng 239.71 meters. At ang rule curve naman po ng San Roque by the end ng June or sa June 30, ito po ay 235.22 and kung makikita naman po natin, mas mataas naman po ito ng 4 meters sa kanya pong rule curve. Samantalang ang Pantabangan naman po, from 198.28 by the end ng May, at gagamitan po natin siya ng forecast basin rainfall na 253 millimeters of rainfall at ang dam allocation po na 1.44 CMS, ito po ay tataas at aabot naman po ng 201.70. Bagaman tataas po siya sa ganitong level, mas mababa pa rin naman po ito sa kanya pong rule curve na 204.17 meters. At sa Magat naman po, kung by the end of May ay aabot siya ng 193 meters, which is yung spilling level niya, and then maglalagay pa or makakargahan pa ito ng basin rainfall na 270 millimeters of rainfall at ang dam allocation na 120 CMS, ito po ay parang tataas pa or mag-exceed pa po ng 193 meters. So, ito po yung inaasahan natin or magiging forecast water expected water level po ng apat na dams, which is yung Angat, San Roque, Pantabangan at Magat So kung mapapansin naman po natin sa elevation po ng mga dams na ito, bagaman meron pong typhoon Bising dito po sa inside po ng PIR, wala pong masyadong naging epekto para tumaas yung pong elevation po ng mga dam sapagkat yung pong mga pag-ulan ay hindi naman po doon bumabagsak sa watershed ng mga dams po na ito na minomonitor po ng Pagasa. So, yan lamang po ang update dito po sa Hydrometeorology Division po ng Pag-asa. Magandang umaga po.
Thank you very much, Miss Eileen, for giving us the dam status and the assessment level of forecast based in the rainfall. And at this point in time, we would like to acknowledge again our stakeholders who are here with us. Clap reaction na lang po from DTI, DA, MC River District, Pugasong Water District, DMD, PRC, NHQ, PSMA, NAP, DA Western Visayas, DTI SCPO, F. Gulo, apoyo ating Rector Esperanza Kayanan, sa ating mga Meteorology Division, sa ating pong mga hepe ng ating PRSD. Nakita ko po yung pangalan ni Ma'am Nancy Lance and also sa ating din pong other PRSDs and also po sa ating mga Pagasa personnel from Weather Division, HMD, CAD, and also from RDTD. Maraming salamat po. And then to proceed with our review of climate condition, may I call on Mr. Juni Ruiz to give us the climate assessment for March to April 22, 2021. Sir Juni Ruiz.
Yes, magandang umaga maganda at ligtas na umaga po sa ating lahat. So yung ipe-present ko po is yung climate review natin for March hanggang April 21, 2021. So the contents of this presentation is first yung ano na ba yung nangyayari sa tinatawag nating El Nino or La Nina. Then the second one would be the weather system that affected the country. The third one would be climate assessment in terms of rainfall and temperature, and then the summary. So for the meantime, i-review po natin kung ano talaga yung El Nino Southern Oscillation or ENSO. So ang ENSO daw ay isang malaking a large-scale variability resulting from the interaction between the ocean and the atmosphere. So ang pagkakaroon daw po ng El Nino or La Nina ay dapat magkaroon po ng interaction kung ano yung nangyayari sa dagat at sa atmosphere natin. So kung El Nino, unusual warming. So may pag-init po ng temperatura sa dagat dito sa may bandang gitnang Pasipiko. While kung La Nina naman is nagkakaroon po tayo ng paglamig sa karagatan lower than the normal sa may karagatang Pasipiko. While kung neutral is andun tayo sa threshold kung saan masasabi natin within the threshold na walang El Nino or La Nina, which is ito yung ine-expect natin in the coming months, which is will be presented by Ma'am Rusi sa climate outlook update. So the monthly sea surface temperature assessment. So from January, February, and March, kung makikita natin for January and February, may paglamig pa din po ng temperatura sa dagat. So it is emphasized by the color blue, which is nasa negative 2.0 anomaly. So dito po na portion na to nangyayari yung El Nino or La Nina. But for now, mapapansin natin na more on blue yung kulay, meaning may paglamig sa karagatan sa may Central and Eastern Equatorial Pacific. Well, sa March naman, so kung ikukumpara natin yung tatlong mapa, ay makikita natin na paunti-unti nang nagdi-dissipate yung paglamig. So meaning, nagiging white na po siya from which ito na yung threshold na tinatawag nating neutral condition from which for March, it shows that La Nina is showing some signs of weakening na kasi nagde-dissipate na po yung cooling. So indicators. So kanina po nalaman natin na yung pagkakaroon ng El Nino or La Nina dapat may interaction yung kung ano yung nangyayari sa dagat, which is represented by the sea surface temperature sa nangyayari sa kalangitan, or ito yung nire-represent naman ng SOI or Southern Oscillation Index, from which kung titingnan natin since November 2020 nung na-reach na niya yung pinakamalamig na temperatura sa dagat ay paunti-unti na pong umaakyat yung temperatura hanggang netong March 2021. And for the SOI naman is pababa naman, meaning ito po kasi pag si surface temperature is kung tumataas yung temperatura, nagkakaroon tayo ng El Nino, at bumababa naman is La Nina, while kabaliktaran naman po yung nangyayari sa SOI or yung tinatawag nating difference in pressure. Pag umaakyat po yung pressure, meaning may nangyayari sa kalangitan, tumataas yung high pressure, nagiging high pressure siya, while bumababa naman siya is nagiging low pressure, meaning inversely proportional. So sa ngayon, pinapakita na trend ng SOI or ng pressure is pababa naman. So these two, the ocean and the atmospheric indicator, is likely showing us the possibility of returning to Enso neutral in the coming months. So for the, naman po, nakikita ninyo itong mga pula sa blue na kulay, from which tinatawag daw natin siyang El Nino or La Nina episode pag nagkakaroon na po ng 5 sunod-sunod na 3-month overlapping. So for now, kung bibilangin po natin yung pagkakaroon natin ng La Nina is nasa 7 months overlapping 3 monthly averages na po siya. So we call it a La Nina episode already since the season of November, December, January. And kung titingnan po natin yung trend niya, it has reached its peak on November and paunti-unti na din po siyang umiinit. Then, Ma'am Rosie would discuss mamaya po kung kailan yung possibility to be nababalik na po tayo sa Enso neutral condition. So for the month of March, we also issued 2 press releases. One is the termination of the Northeast Monsoon, which is nangyari siya noong 26 March 2021. And yung isa naman is preparation for warm and dry season, which is inisyo naman noong 23 March 2021, from which sinasabi dito po na paparating na po yung tag-init natin in the coming months, especially towards the month of April and May. Then, na din po, humina na din yung Northeast Monsoon, from which more on easterlies na po yung hangin na magdudulot naman ng warm and dry air. So medyo mainit na temperatura, from which ito po yung nararanasan natin ngayon. So for the Enso alert system, kasi po hindi pa naman talaga, nagwi-weekend lang po yung La Nina, so meaning may La Nina pa po tayo, which is for this month we had issued the La Nina advisory number 7, issued on April 6, 2021, which indicates that La Nina is now weakening across the tropical Pacific. Then majority of climate models predict transition to Enso neutral for the season of April, May, June 2021 season. At dahil may La Nina pa din po tayo, so it may affect some parts of the country and will significantly result to abnormal rainfall. So kahit ano po siya, thunderstorm lang, mga low pressure system, ay asahan pa din po natin na magdudulot ito ng mas malalakas na pag-ulan na magkukos ng abnormal rainfall, gaya po ng nangyayari sa Mindanao or other areas na binabaha po sila kahit thunderstorm lang. So ito po yung La Nina Advisory na number 7, which is signed by our administrator, and ito po yung tinatawag nating simplified, from which makikita niyo po sa website. It shows the rainfall condition for the month of March and kung ano yung aasahan natin sa April. So for now, so ipapakita ko po mamaya yung assessment from which comparable po siya sa forecast natin for April, from which dry na yung Luzon, then medyo wet yung parts ng Visayas sa Mindanao. So actions taken for this 2021 La Nina. So July 15, 2020, nag-issue po tayo ng La Nina Watch, while on September, nag-issue na po tayo ng La Nina Alert. Then on October 2 is nagkaroon na po ng press briefing, from which we had issued the La Nina Advisory number 1. Then from November up to March is yung La Nina Advisory 2 to 6. So other initiatives na ginawa ko ng Pagasa is to conduct regular monthly climate forum, conduct 5 provincial climate fora via Zoom on La Nina in the cooperation with Pagasa Regional Services, regular attendance to meetings and special briefings to various government agencies, lalong-lalo na po sa water saka agricultural sector. Then the last one would be dissemination of forecasts and advisories through quad media. Then punta po tayo sa mga weather systems that affected the country from March to April 21, 2021. So for March, apektado pa din po tayo ng northeast monsoon na nagdulot ng malamig at na temperatura at maulan, especially dun sa eastern parts po ng bansa natin. Tail end of the frontal system, easterlies, low pressure area, localized thunderstorm and tropical convergence zone sa may part ng Mindanao, then one tropical cyclone for April. Sa March po kasi meron din po si Auring, so hindi ko na po siya na-include. So easterlies po, so kung for April po, nararanasan natin yung easterlies, from which ito na po yung dominant wind system natin pag walang northeast saka southwest. At nangyayari din po siya kung transition na po towards halimbawa papunta na po tayo ng southwest monsoon, or kung from southwest to northeast monsoon. So nagpe-prevail po yung easterly wind, from which it is yung pinaka-characteristic niya talaga is mainit na hangin. So understanding our rainfall maps, dito na po tayo sa assessment natin for rainfall for the month of March and up to April 2021. So, color red siya pag nagkakaroon po tayo ng way below normal rainfall, from which nagkakaroon ng kabawasan sa ulan from 60 to 100% in some provinces or areas in our country. While yellow naman kung nagkakaroon ng kabawasan ng ulan from 20 to 60%. Near normal kung comparable po sa normal na natatanggap na ulan for specific area, and above normal naman po if nalampasan na po yung tinatawag natin normal ng 120%. So it is 20% more than the normal, yung tinatawag natin above normal, na marirecognize naman siya if blue yung kulay. So for the month of March, kasi po nagkaroon tayo ng bagyong Bising, which had brought more rains, kabilang na din po yung northeast monsoon natin sa tail end of the cold front. So makikita natin most parts ng country natin is nakaranas ng near to above normal rainfall. Pero lang po in some areas of central Luzon saka western part po ng northern Luzon. So with this, kung titingnan po natin per province, yun, converting it to percentage po, yung way below normal natin is nasa 6% lang. while 94% naman yung mga naka-receive ng near to above normal rainfall, from which ito nga, most parts ng Visayas sa Mindanao talaga yung nakatanggap ng above normal. Then, some parts of Luzon, kabilang ng Southern Luzon, then parts po ng Central sa Northern Luzon. While for April, kung titingnan natin, from April 1 to 21, nagkaroon nga po tayo ng bagyo pero hindi naman po siya naglandfall, but it had brought rain, especially po sa eastern part ng Visayas saka Luzon. Southern Luzon. Eastern Visayas saka Southern Luzon and most parts po ng Mindanao and Palawan. While most parts po ng Luzon is, kung makikita natin, way below normal pa din po yung rainfall. So meaning, kahit nagkaroon po tayo ng bagyo ay hindi po siya nagbigay ng maraming ulan or nagdulot ng maraming ulan most parts of Luzon. So kung i-convert po natin siya per province, so most provinces of Luzon talaga is hindi sila naka-receive ng maraming ulan from April 1 to 21 compared to Southern Luzon, some parts of Visayas, and most parts of Mindanao. So, because of this, kung titingnan natin, yung percentage ng below to way below normal is nasa 60%, while 40% naman approximately yung near to above normal rainfall condition. So, this is passage on accumulated rainfall for April 2021. So, for Typhoon Bising, so, ito po yung pangalawa nating bagyo for 2021. It has entered the Philippine Area of Responsibility on April 16 and intensified as a typhoon. So, naging close po siya sa Philippine landmass from April 18 to 21. And hanggang sa ngayon po is nasa PAR pa din siya and approximately nagtatagal na po siya sa PAR ng 5 days and ongoing. Then nag-issue na po yung Pagasa ng 26 severe weather bulletins for tropical cyclone or typhoon Bising. And kung titingnan naman po natin yung normal track ng tropical cyclones natin for April, ito po yung sinundan na track ni Bising. So medyo lumapit lang po siya but almost the same po yung finalo niya na track na nag-enter and then nag-landfall and nag-recurve towards northern or northeastern part. Then for the associated rainfall for Typhoon Bising, kung titingnan po natin, is from April 16, nagdulot na po yung trough ni Bising ng mga pag-ulan sa Mindanao, while nung lumapit na po siya from April 17, 18 hanggang 19, sa vicinity po ng Eastern Visayas sa Southern Luzon, doon na po nakaranas itong mga areas na to ng malalakas na pag-ulan. So kung i-convert natin po yung mga na-receive na rainfall during that day or that days na malapit po si Typhoon Bising, yung naka-receive po talaga ng mas maraming ulan is yung sa Birac, Katarman, then followed by some areas of Southern Luzon, Daig Pili, Legazpi, and some areas of Eastern Visayas like Katarman, Catbalogan, Borongan, and Diwan. So ito po yung mga areas na binaha at nakaranas po ng malalakas na hangin during yung paglapit nga ng Typhoon Bising in those vicinities. So these are the accumulated mga news from which marami daw po yung na-displace dahil sa flooding in summer provinces and also in Bicol region. From which nagdulot din po siya ng mga pagbaha and landslide. And for the latest report po ng NDRRMC kahapon is nagkaroon na daw po ng 3 patay, 10 injured. Then nasa 300,000 persons na po daw yung affected. Then for infrastructure is umabot na po siya ng, for the estimate is 10 million damage in infrastructure, while sa agriculture naman is nasa 45 million. Then for the temperature assessment naman po for March, so makikita natin based po sa anomaly is for maximum and minimum temperature is mas dominant po yung color red, meaning mas painit po na temperatura yung naranasan natin for the month of March, araw man or gabi. So mas mainit po siya compared po sa normal. While for April, as of April 2021, kung makikita naman natin, for maximum temperature is mas dominant yung color blue, from which masabi natin na mas mababa dun sa normal or mas malamig kaysa normal na temperatura yung nararanasan natin na daytime temperature. While sa nighttime naman is medyo mas dominant yung color red na anomaly, from which mas mainit na temperatura naman yung nararanasan natin sa gabi. So for the mean temperature, kung titingnan natin, mas dominant yung color na white, then blue, from which it may mean that mas compared sa normal na temperatura na nararanasan natin for April is mas malamig yung temperature natin ngayong buwan na to for April 2021. So for the temperature assessment for March and April, so for March, yung pinaka-highest temperature natin is 37.2 na naranasan natin sa San Jose, Occidental Mindoro, while the lowest naman is sa Baguio, saka La Trinidad, Benguet, which is nagre-range from 11 to 13 degrees Celsius. While for April, pinaka-mataas pa din sa San Jose at 37.3, while for Baguio, pinakamababa naman sa Baguio saka sa La Trinidad, Benguet, which is nagre-range na ng 12.2 to 14 degrees Celsius. So for the month of April, may na-surpass din po na maximum temperature at for the month of March pala, 2021. From which ito yung mga stations from which na-surpass yung maximum temperature nila. So ito po yung new record dates. For Clark, na-surpass lang yan nung March 30, yung record niya na 36.5, which is nangyari nung 2010. For Birac naman, na-surpass niya nung March 16 and 17 at 31.8 degrees Celsius, yung record niya na 31 nung March 1986, while for Zamboanga at 36.2 na nangyari nung March 18, 2021, na-surpass niya yung record niya na 36.0 noong 2002. So ito lang po yung summary kanina ng maximum saka minimum temperature. So in summary daw, for January to April 2021, the highest is 37.3 at nangyari noong April 22 ng April 2 sa San Jose, Occidental Mindoro, while the lowest still Baguio and La Trinidad, Benguet on the month of February. Then for Metro Manila, the highest is 35.4 na nangyari nung March, then the lowest is 19.3 for the month of February 20, on February 2021. So in summary, ENSO neutral condition for the ENSO alert system is still La Nina advisory. Sorry. Then for March 2021 rainfall assessment, 94% of the country experienced near to above normal rainfall condition. Then sa temperature, generally slightly warmer to warmer than average in most parts of the country, where most areas observe warmer temperatures both at daytime and nighttime. Then for April 1 to 21, 60% of the country already experienced below to way below normal rainfall, which also corresponds to our dry season. These areas are mostly in Luzon and Western Visayas, while 15% receive normal rainfall, while 25% receive above normal rainfall. So yung mostly sa above normal rainfall is yung naapektuhan ni Typhoon Lucine, which is nasa parts ng Eastern Visayas and most parts of Mindanao. Then for the temperature ng April 1 to 21, generally near to below average in most parts of the country, where most areas observe cooler temperatures at daytime while warmer than average at nighttime. Then, dito po nagtatapos yung climate review natin at maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Sir Juni, for that very comprehensive presentation for climate review. So, by the way, si Sir Juni po is one of our climatologists in climate division. So, moving on to our next presentation for our climate outlook for May to October 2021, may I call on one of our senior climatologists, Ms. Rusi Bastillas. Ma'am Rusi? So, ayan na si Ma'am Rusi.
Ay, okay, good morning. Narinig ba ako?
Yes po, nadidinig, Ma'am Rusi.
Okay. Dali, i-share, ano ko lang. So, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, and I'm going to present the climate outlook for the months of May hanggang October. So, this will be the content of my presentation. I'll give the ENSO status, kung ano na ba yung kadugtungan sa sinabi ni Juni, and then the climate outlook, which includes rainfall, temperature, as well as tropical cyclones for the period May to October, and then summary. So ito pala yung latest na ating SST or sa surface temperature anomaly doon sa Nino regions natin. So as of the latest, as of April 19, yung Nino 3 at saka yung sa Western Pacific, nasa below na siya ng threshold ng La Nina, which is negative 0.4 and negative 0.1. Kaya lang, every week, nag-fluctuate pa naman pag weekly ang ating titingnan. And this weekly SST anomalies naman for the last 4 weeks, na kung saan makikita natin na humina na yung ating cooling doon sa tropical Pacific. And as of April 14, makikita natin dito sa Central Pacific na nagiging nasa neutral levels na siya. At doon naman po sa ano niya, sa subsurface, ito kasi ang magdedetermine din kung masusustain pa ba yung cooling doon sa ating sea surface. So makikita natin na yung ating from mid-March, nagkaroon na ng above average o mas mataas na siya sa ating average, yung ating subsurface temperature. And ano naman yung outlook based sa ating mga models? So this is the ENSO outlook. Will La Nina continue? Ano bang mangyayari in the next coming months? So ito po yung tinitingnan natin mga models na as our reference para masabi natin ang status ng ating ENSO. So itong sa left na mapa or graphs, it shows these are the model predictions of ENSO from April 2021 initial conditions. So makikita natin dito both dynamical and statistical models na nagpapakita na yung mga models natin, iba-iba yung kanyang pinapakita na forecast. Mayroong nagkakaroon tayo ng El Nino in the coming months at mayroon ding mga models na nagsasabi na mayroong continuation ng La Nina in the later part of the year. And ito naman sa ating isang model din na tinitingnan, which is the ECMWF forecast from April 1. Dito rin makikita, System 5, dito rin makikita na ang forecast din ng ECMWF ay mga models, iba't ibang models na makikita natin na may mga models na nagsasabi na papunta sa El Nino yung threshold na values ng SST, meron namang nagsasabi na still at negative values pa rin siya or cooling, na magkakaroon pa rin ng continuation or re-emergence of La Nina. Base naman sa model ng CFS version 2, dito pinapakita na magkakaroon ng neutral conditions in the coming months up to September, October, November season at bumaba uli by the later part of the year. So ito po yung mapa sa baba, makikita natin na nagkakaroon ng neutral conditions na from May, June, July season. And pag sa later part of the year from September, October, November, meron na siyang from October, November, December, makikita natin dito na parang bumalik yung kulay blue. Ibig sabihin, merong forecast na magkakaroon uli ng La Nina. Pero titingnan din natin ito yung ating tinatawag na ENSO Probabilistic Forecast from CPC, Climate Prediction Center, and IRI, or the International Research Institute for Climate and Society, kung saan pinapakita niya yung probability ba kung ano ba yung mangyayari in the coming months. Meron ba tayong continuation ng El Nino or La Nina or neutral? So yung kulay blue sa graph, ibig sabihin La Nina, yung kulay gray stands for neutral and neutral, and yung kulay red is for El Nino. So makikita natin na for the season March, April, May, meron tayong almost 50-50 chance or probability na ang ating La Nina and neutral conditions will prevail. Pagdating ng April, May, June, makikita natin na yung ating La Nina na graph, na bar, bumaba at tumaas yung ating neutral condition until May, June, July na we have almost 80% probability na yung ating magiging status ng ating La Nina is ating ENSO is neutral, and about almost 20% lang yung La Nina, and less than 20% yung La Nina, and a small portion ng El Nino. At ito ay tuloy-tuloy hanggang September, October, hanggang hanggang July, August, September. Pagdating ng August, September, October, dito natin makikita na medyo tumaas uli yung ating La Nina, bumaba yung ating ENSO neutral, and meron din probability ng El Nino lesser doon sa La Nina natin. And pababa until September, October, November, wherein yung ating La Nina and ENSO neutral halos maliit na yung kanyang edge, or mas mataas konti ng ating ENSO neutral doon sa La Nina, and meron din tayong probability for El Nino. Pero pagdating ng October, November, December, dito natin makikita na medyo tumaas na yung ating probability for La Nina against doon sa ating ENSO neutral until November, December, January. So by the way, this early April na ating probabilistic forecast is based on the model output plus yung mga expert judgment ng ating mga CPC and IRI climatologists. And so, dito makikita natin na ang transition to ENSO neutral is likely in the next month or so, with ENSO neutral then favored through September to November 2021 season. So, ibig sabihin na mas malaki yung kanyang probability hanggang September, October, November season ng ENSO neutral kaysa La Nina or El Nino. Ito naman yung another graph showing that this is the mid-April na probabilistic forecast that is purely based on model output. So, ibig sabihin wala itong intervention ng mga climate experts, just the model output. So, makikita natin dito na from April, May, June season, napakalaki ng probability ng ENSO neutral against dun sa La Nina hanggang at the end of the year. Dito, makikita natin na based sa model na yung probability ng ENSO neutral is greater than than La Nina or El Nino. Pero dito makikita din natin na ang ating from October, November, December season hanggang December, January, February, medyo tumaas yung ating probability ng ating El Nino. But still, yung mataas na probability is the ENSO neutral base dito sa output ng mga models. And so, our ENSO alert system, sa ngayon, as what I've discussed na rin ni Junie, still we adopt the La Nina Advisory number 7, And also, the La Nina conditions continue to weaken based dun sa mga pinakita natin ng mga indicators. And a transition to NC neutral condition will be likely or about approximately 80% chance in May, June, July 2021 season. So, ito na yung, ano ba yung mga weather systems? So, that is the ENSO status na pala. So, ito na yung weather systems that may affect the country for the period May to October 2021. So, still, sa ngayon, nasa predominant yung ating mga weather systems since ito mga panahon ng napaka-frequent ng ating thunderstorms, localized thunderstorms. So, yung lagi nating sa hapon or gabi mararanasan. And then, the range of high pressure areas. The range of high pressure areas, ito po yung nag-dictate nung nag-recurve si Dising because of this range of high pressure. Kung wala, baka pumasok siya sa ating landmass. And then, yun nga, sabi natin na ang predominant weather system pag ganitong transition period is the easterlies. Itong mainit na hangin niya galing sa Pacific, kaya masyadong maalinsangan, ano pa ka-humid ng ating nararamdaman sa ngayon. And then, from May to June, we could expect a transition from the easterlies to the southwest monsoon season. So, pagdating na pag nag-onset na tayo ng ating southwest monsoon, yun ang magiging prevailing weather system. And then, in the intertropical convergence zone naman, yung axis niya sa ngayon, nasa south pa ng, nasa Mindanao area. Pagdating na ng May, June, July, paakyat na siya, mag-oscillate na itong ITCZ natin papuntang north of the country, lalo na pag-peak ng ating, southwest monsoon. And then, the low pressure areas, and then the tropical cyclones. Yung peak na rin ng ating tropical cyclone season itong panahon na ito. Okay. So, na-explain na rin ito ni Juni kanina kung paano ba natin titingnan yung ating mapa. Pag kulay pula, yan way below normal. Pag kulay yellow, below normal. At yung kanyang percentage compared to the normal, ito po yung ating basis. And then, pag near normal, yung green. And then, pag blue, greater than 120 is above normal rainfall. So, this is our forecast for the month of May, showing ng normal rainfall itong sa left ni mapa, showing that yung May natin, makikita natin na yung ating rainfall ranges, mga from 100 to 200 millimeters. Lalo na sa Central Luzon area and some parts of Mindanao, may mga 200 to 300 millimeters tayo. Ang yung forecast natin for May, ito po yung sa gitna, sa second map, which shows na mas marami compared dun sa normal, especially in Luzon, some parts of Visayas, and also in Mindanao. So this is in percent of normal, showing that the northern Luzon and Mindanao area, ang kanyang percent of normal is almost the same, so near normal. But the southern part of Luzon and most parts of Visayas, makikita natin na mas maraming ulan kaysa normal, so above normal siya. In terms naman sa probabilities, makikita natin dito yung mga dots na ito. Pag yung darker yung kulay ng ating mga dots, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung ating probability for that forecast. So, kung kulay blue, ibig sabihin, above normal yung kanyang pinapakita, and yung kulay pula naman, yung below normal, and yung green, it's near normal. So, dito sa mapa natin, by the way, this is pala how to determine the uncertainty in the forecast. So, this is the probabilistic forecast for our rainfall na deterministic dito. So, values ito naman probabilities. So dito, makikita natin na ang ating forecast for May, in terms of probability, halos blue. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung chances natin na magkakaroon tayo ng above normal for May than the two which is below normal and near normal. So dito, makikita natin na ang sa Southern Luzon as well as sa Visayas area, there is a greater chance or about 60 to 70% chance na yung ating rainfall would be above normal. And in terms naman pala sa mga provinces, kung ilang provinces ba ang magkakaroon, ang expected na magkaroon ng above normal is about 38 provinces and near normal is 46 provinces. Ito naman yung forecast natin for the months of June, showing itong normal rainfall natin na makikita natin na yung kulay darker na blue is concentrated over the western sections of Luzon as well as the western sections of Visayas and some parts of Mindanao. And this is the forecast for our rainfall, showing that also there are more rainfall in the western sections and also in Visayas and parts of Mindanao. So in terms of percent of normal, makikita natin na halos most parts of the country, isa lang yung kulay green. So near normal. So in terms naman sa probabilities, there is still a greater chance of having above normal, pero ang kanyang confidence dito is na magkakaroon ng above normal is less. So nakikita natin na medyo mas pale ba yung kulay? So about 40 to 50, about 40% to 50%, 45% lang ang kanyang probability ng above normal. And we have a greater chance na magkakaroon siya ng near normal as well as below normal din pagdating sa month of June. And pinapakita din dito sa mapa natin na napakababa nating skill kasi ganitong panahon, we are already in the spring predictability barrier kung saan yung mga ating forecast is medyo mababa yung ating confidence and skill. And pagdating na sa July, ito po yung ating forecast. So kung mapapansin natin yung ating ulan in the western sections of Luzon, halos more than 500 millimeters darker na yung kulay. So mas marami ng ulan talaga ang matatanggap during July sa western sections of Luzon. And this is our forecast. So mas marami siya kaysa doon sa normal, specifically sa Luzon and some parts of Visayas also. So ito po yung kanyang percent of normal, showing that in parts of Luzon, may mga areas na above normal as well as near normal. But generally, near normal ang ating rainfall for the months of July. In terms of probabilities or probabilistic forecast, ito naman yung ating makikita na sa July, still we forecasted in values or deterministic ng in percent of normal ng above normal, and in probabilities nakikita natin at it also shows a greater chance of having above normal. So kulay blue, and it's about 50 to 60% yung sa northern Luzon ang ating chance of above normal rainfall. Dito naman sa parts of Visayas and Mindanao, although we forecasted near normal, but most areas dito sa Mindanao shows a higher chance of having below normal, which is yellow or orange, about 40 to 45% probability of having below normal. And then pagdating ng August, this is the rainfall for August. Still, the concentration is over the western sections of Luzon, na more than 500 millimeters, and this is our forecast, showing also more rainfall in the western section of Luzon. And in terms of percent of normal, halos buong bansa nasa near normal with some patches na ng above normal dito sa eastern Visayas area, and below normal na sa northern Mindanao area. This is Dinagat Island. And in terms of probabilities, isa lang yung kulay na pinapakita, near normal, so ibig sabihin, climatology lang yung ginagamit natin dito in terms, napakababa ng ating skill during this time. And for the month of September, still, nasa southwest monsoon pa rin tayo. So, ang ating ulan concentration is over the western section of Luzon. And this is our forecast. In terms of percent of normal, nakikita natin na halos kulay green. So, near normal lang din ang ating makikita na forecast. Isang kulay halos. And in terms of probability, it shows that some parts of Luzon, northern as well as central Luzon, na napapakita there is a greater chance of having above normal rainfall, pero mga 45 to 50% probability. And some areas na nagkaroon ng below normal also shows a greater chance of below normal yung kulay orange. And in Mindanao, it shows, and some parts of Visayas na green, so pinapakita niya rin na the probability of having near normal is greater compared to below normal and above normal. So for October, ito po yung forecast natin. Since October is already the transition period na uli ng southwest monsoon to northeast monsoon, so yung concentration ng ulan natin hindi na masyado dito sa western section of Luzon. Dito na siya halos may mga areas na sa eastern Luzon, northern Luzon na nagkakaroon na ng blue, gray, dark blue. Ibig sabihin dito yung concentration ng ating ulan during this month. And ito naman yung forecast. So the forecast is also almost the same with the normal. So ito po yung in percent of normal, generally, kulay green, ibig sabihin generally near normal yung ating ulan for the month of October. And in terms of probabilistic forecast, or ano ba yung chance na magkakaroon tayo ng above, below, or near normal, so for October, there is a greater chance, mas mataas yung chance or probability ng above normal, although 45 to 50% lang dito sa northern Luzon, pero sa ibang bahagi ng bansa, almost equal yung kanyang probabilities, yung tatlo, kasi walang masyadong nag-stand out na kulay. Halos puti siya or pale. So, hindi siya ganun ka-confident dito sa baba, sa Visayas and Mindanao area. And so, just to summarize the forecast rainfall, so makikita natin na ang May natin, halos marami pang ulan, maraming areas pa ng above normal, May, June, July. Sa July, meron din sa Luzon, but generally, pag titingnan natin yung mapa, halos kulay green, generally near normal, except for May nga. And then in terms of probabilities, mataas din yung probability natin for May ng above normal, lalo na dito sa Central and Visayas area. And the rest of the months, halos hindi na ganun ka-dark yung ating kulay ng ating forecast for the for the probability for above, below, and near. So, makikita natin na yung ating uncertainty in the forecast is greater pagdating ng itong southwest monsoon season. And these are the matrix per province ng ating mga rainfall forecast in terms of percent of normal. So, parang makikita natin kulay dito sa all the provinces in the country, halos green, and some May lang makikita natin na maraming blue, but the rest is almost green. So, near normal ang ini-expect natin for the season. And this is in and this is in millimeters per province. So, makikita natin na meron tayong mga malalaking ulan ini-expect, lalo na sa July, sa areas ng PAR, na ang this is the range for the minimum and maximum rainfall. So makikita natin na may mga almost 1,000 millimeters ang forecast natin ng rainfall for this month. So July is yung malalaki na yung ating ulan during this period. And this is for Visayas and Mindanao. So, ito naman, for the forecast rainfall for the selected watersheds in millimeter and percent of normal for May to October. So, sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa, meron tayong watershed na minomonitor, and meron tayo sa Luzon, which is Angat, Lamesa, Magat, Pantabangan, and San Roque. Dito naman sa Bicol, we have Lake Buhi, and in Mindanao, we have Lake Lanao. So, ang forecast natin for May, for all the watersheds na monitor, halos near to some patches lang above, or some watersheds na for Angat, for example, sa May and June is expected, and May is expected na magiging above normal yung Angat, Lamesa, and Malinaw. And for July also, we have Magat, Pantabangan, and San Roque. Ang expected generally near normal ang ating forecast for our selected watersheds. And this one is for the rain stations over the selected dam areas in all over the country. So mostly ito sa Luzon. So we have here the dams, and this is the station rainfall forecast. So ito yung in terms of millimeters, and this one is in percent of normal. So still we can see na ang ating forecast is from May to July, from May and July na may above normal, near to above normal, pero June, August, September, and October, we could see na near normal ang ating ina-expect. And for the forecast rainfall over selected river basins, ito po yung ating forecast. This is in range also, minimum and maximum rainfall, and with the mean. The mean pala ito is partial mean, hindi siya yung mean ng ano ha. So still we can see that the catchment, we have 18 major river basins or catchment na monitor. So we have 10 in Luzon and 8 in Mindanao. So you can see na sa Luzon, we are expecting above normal rainfall in July for these river basins, and as well as in May. Pero sa Mindanao, we expect near normal hanggang July, ang one in below normal, but almost 80% na rin siya. This is from May to July. And for for August to October, still, ang makikita natin isang kulay. So, ibig sabihin, nasa near normal lang ang ating rainfall forecast for the selected river basins for Luzon and Mindanao area. And this is the forecast. Ito naman pala, this is the dry day forecast for the different provinces in the country, which shows kung ano ba, this one, the first na naka-box is the normal dry day. Ang dry day na tinutukoy natin dito is a day na pwedeng wala siyang ulan or may ulan na siya na less than 1 millimeter. So, kahit may trace tayo or may ulan tayo na mahina, it's still considered a dry day in this forecast kasi we use that index in forecasting this dry day. So, less than 1 millimeter, it's still considered a dry day. So, ito po yung number of days for the different provinces from May to October. Kung ilang number of days on dry day. And then this one is the forecast. So, the forecast number of dry days from May to October. And this right table shows the anomaly. So, kung makikita natin na kulay yellow, ibig sabihin the same or wala siyang pagbabago yung ating normal, ay yung ating forecast against dun sa normal. So, 0 siya, so wala siyang anomaly. Ibig sabihin the same pag mga kulay yellow. Pag kulay blue, ibig sabihin nabawasan yung ating dry day. Kasi forecast minus the dry day, pag negative, so nabawasan siya. And pag positive, pag kulay red naman to dark red, ibig sabihin naman yan, nadagdagan yung ating dry day. So, dito makikita natin sa May na halos may mga shades of blue. Ibig sabihin nabawasan yung ating number of dry days. So, lalo na dito sa specific sa area sa Rizal, wherein we have -4, ibig sabihin, kung we have 17 days ng dry day, yung ating, we have 21 days of dry day, ang forecast natin is only 17. So, nabawasan siya ng 4 na araw na walang ulan. So, ibig sabihin, nadagdagan yung ating araw na may ulan. Nabaligtaran lang din siya. So, also, this one is for Visayas and Mindanao. It also shows na sa May, dito sa Visayas area, na halos may mga blue shades, ibig sabihin nabawasan yung ating dry days. So, this is the normal, this is the forecast dry days, number of dry days, and this is the anomaly. In terms of mean temperature forecast from May to October, so pag mean, that is the average ng minimum at saka maximum temperature or the daytime and the nighttime temperature. So ito po yung forecast natin for May, showing na yung maraming areas, pag kulay red, ibig sabihin mas mainit or above average to way above average. So halos maraming areas dito sa Luzon, ang halos red or dark red, ibig sabihin warmish or above average ang ating forecast for May in most areas of Luzon, and sa Visayas also and some parts of Mindanao may mga red or warmer. Pagdating ng June, expected natin generally parang puti, ibig sabihin near normal or near average, but still dominant yung ating warmer or above average dito sa parts of Luzon, as including Metro Manila for the month of June. Ang pagdating ng July, halos ang ating pinapakita dito is near, the dominant is near, slightly above, and some parts din, some areas din na magkakaroon siya ng slightly below average temperature. Pero may mga areas, so hindi siya pare-pareho. So each station has its own forecast for this period. And then until August, September, and October, still we can see that there are ranges of forecasts for each station all over the country. In terms of extreme temperature forecast naman, this is a forecast for a day, for example, na magkaroon tayo ng temperature na umabot sa mga ganitong ranges. So for example, for Northern Luzon, the expected ranges of temperature is 31 to 39.8 degrees Celsius. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga istasyon na kinahanan natin dyan is the stations na covered ng Northern Luzon. So, we expect 39.8 ang pinakamataas sa May. And then sa June, we have 38.4. In July also, we have 39.3. And then 37.5, 38.7, and 37.1. So, these are the ranges of temperature extreme na we could observe in one day. Hindi siya ang mean or average ng buong buwan. And for the minimum temperature, the nighttime temperature, makikita natin na ang sa mountainous Luzon natin, before we have almost mga 8 degrees and 9 degrees ang range. Ngayon, nasa 14 to 15 degrees Celsius na ibig sabihin, mas umiinit na rin yung ating areas. Itong mountainous Luzon is represented by our Baguio station. And also sa Mindanao, mountainous Mindanao is represented by our Malaybalay station. And sa Baguio, how many tropical cyclones are we expecting this period? So from May to October. So sa May, we still expect, May to June, we expect 0 or 1 tropicals, 0 or 1 for May. For June, 1 or 2. For July, 1 to 3. August hanggang October, we expect 2 or 3 tropical cyclones. And pagdating naman sa track, since papunta na tayo sa Southwest Monsoon Season, ang most preferred tracks ng mga tropical cyclone natin based on average na dumaan sa ating bansa is papunta na siya from May, June, July towards northern to extreme northern Luzon area, lalo na pag-peak na ng ating Southwest Monsoon Season. Pero pagdating na October, usually naman, bumababa naman siya and usually crossing yung mga bagyo natin during the month of October. And so for summary, La Nina conditions continue to weaken as we have shown earlier, and La Nina Advisory number 7 is in effect, and transition to answer neutral condition will be likely in May, June, July season. So probably in May, we will already issue the last or the final advisory for La Nina, depending on the recent condition. And these are the forecast rainfall as what I have mentioned already. Generally near to above normal rainfall for May. And then June, same, generally near normal. And then July, generally near to above in Luzon, while near normal in Visayas and Mindanao, with some patches of below normal in Davao, Occidental, South Cotabato, and Sarangani. And then August, generally near normal, with some patches of above normal in Eastern Samar and below normal in Dinagat Island. And September, generally near normal conditions except for Catanduanes, Siquijor, Biniran, Leyte, Dinagat Island or below normal is likely. And in October, generally near normal rainfall conditions. And then for temperature forecast ranges from slightly below average to above average is expected during the forecast period. Pero notable dun sa May kasi mas maraming areas ang mas warmer than normal. And then sa bagyo naman, we are expecting 8 to 11 tropical cyclones that may enter or develop in the Philippine area of responsibility during the forecast period. And ito yung binabantayan natin since panahon na ng tag-ulan, malapit yung tag-ulan, the onset of the rainy season associated with the southwest monsoon for climate type 1 areas is expected to be normal from second half of May to the first half of June. And so Pagasa will continue to closely monitor the La Nina, and updates and advisories shall be issued as appropriate. So our tentative schedule for the next climate forum is 26 May 2021. So with that, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Rosie, for all the informations on climate forecast. So, for our next in our program po is our open forum. So, para po ma-address ang ating mga queries, kung may clarifications and suggestions. And to facilitate our open forum, our moderator is Mr. Nestor Eugenio. Sir Nestor.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Chair. For the open forum, you may ask questions and our presenters will answer your concerns. And also you can give your comments, suggestions para po mas paganda pa po natin ang ating mga incoming forums. But before po tayo continue, recap ko lang po yung mga nag-present. From weather specialist from Weather Division who gave us the weather update, Ms. Annalisa Claren. Weather specialist from Hydromet Division who gave us a dam status, Ms. Aileen Abelardo. Weather specialist from Claims CAD who gave us a climate review for the month of March to April 2021, Mr. Julie G. Ruiz. And senior weather specialist from Claims CAD who gave us a climate outlook for May October 2021, Ms. Rosie Abastillas. Then, the forum is now open. You can type your questions sa chat box po. And kung gusto nyo po mag-raise ng question, you may also raise your hand if you want to speak. But kindly state your name and affiliation for documentary purposes. Meron po tayo sa question dito. I think this is for Ma'am Rosie. What is your forecast for the onset of the rainy season this year? Would it be an early, late, or normal? Ma'am Rosie?
Anna. Yes, the forecast for this coming onset is normal. So that is from the second half of May up to the first half of June. Dun sa pinakita natin kanina.
Yes po. That question is from Oscar Cortez from British Sugar Millers Association. Any questions pa po? Yep, I'll copy po the presentations. We will send it later this afternoon. Another question po, how many weather net stations do you use in provinces of Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental, and where are they located? Also from PSNA.
Si Miss Ana wala dyan.
Ana? How many weather net stations do you use in the provinces of Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental? And where are they located?
Negros?
Yes po, ma'am. Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental.
I think we have La Granja in Negros.
Anong station natin sa Negros Occidental? Negros Occidental?
Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental.
Sino yung sasagot ko? Western Visayas? Anong station natin sa Negros Occidental?
Ano, Ann? Ay, sorry. Hello ako. Magandang umaga po. Dun sa, bali yung binibigay po namin
climate forecast, yung pong disaggregated by province, ay based po dun sa lahat po ng mga represented na weather stations, synoptic stations ng Pag-asa, and as well as yung agromet stations. So for Negros Occidental, since it is located in Western Visayas region, Western Visayas region. So, meron po kami station malapit sa may Antique, sa may Capiz, and sa Iloilo po. So, yun po yung mga Pag-asa stations po doon, yun po yung ginagamit natin para magkaroon po ng disaggregated forecast per province.
Miss Anne, yung sa Negros po, we have, sa Negros Occidental, we have La Granja, and sa Dumaguete, sa Negros Oriental.
La Granja po and La Carlota City for Martin Lopez.
Tapos sa Negros Oriental is Dumaguete Station.
For Negros Oriental is Dumaguete City. Another question po, mayroon po bang certificate of participation from Frederick Andre of San Jose? Frederick Andre San Jose. Meron po ba tayong certificate of participation?
Yes, sir. We could send you your certificate of participation. So actually for this is a friend request. So if you want to have your certificate of participation, doon naman po sa registration na pinilapan nyo ay meron po kayong email address. So we could send you your certificate of participation, which is a friend request. So ano na lang po kung if you want na i-send namin yung certificate of participation. So i-send po namin sa inyo.
Thank you po, Ma'am Ana. Kindly leave na lang po yung mga email addresses nyo if you want to receive a certificate of participation. And we will send it later po. Any more questions po? Clarifications, comments, suggestions? Sabi po ni Mang Lucy's Negros Oriental Dumaguete Synoptic Station. Questions po? Clarifications? May pa po bang hindi naintindihan? O gusto i-clarify para masagot po ating mga presenters?
Nestor.
Yes po, Sir Oscar. Ay, Sir Dalda. Sir Jules.
Kanina rin yung sa opening ko, nasabi ko na marami nagtatanong kung merong relationship o ang COVID-19 cases, pag-increase o pag-decrease sa weather. Sino ba pwede makasagot niyan? Meron ba tayong explanation dyan kung meron mang relationship ang COVID-19 sa weather, sa pag-increase or decrease of the cases o may contribution ba ang weather para gumaling ang isang tao o wag magkaroon ng COVID-19? Sino ba pwede sumagot? Thank you.
Ana?
Good afternoon, Sir June. Okay, so nag-comment lang po, nag-add po lang siguro po baka may i-add si Doc SP. So last month po, March, ay nagkaroon po tayo ng WM celebration at nagkaroon din po tayo ng sa press dun sa media briefing. Noong time din po yun ay kalalabas po ng report na ipinalabas ng WMO about this pandemic. So base po dun sa mga nakolate po na pag-aaral dun sa ng WMO in terms of COVID-19 ay mostly daw po ay mas highly related daw po yung pagkakaroon ng COVID-19, ng COVID dun sa mga ginagawang interventions ng mga ng bawat bansa, ng mga government agencies, yung pong mga group effort ng bawat agencies. So, hindi po siya actually directly related dun sa weather, but then yung pong sinatawag na transport ng air pollution, yung sa mga pollution. So, yun daw po yung mas medyo may contribution po in terms of pagkakaroon ng COVID-19. So, parang yun po yung in-emphasize po ng COVID-19 report na ipinalabas ng WMO. So, yun po ay available dun sa WMO website na yun po, i-relate nila yung
To short you, Ana, sana meron tayo dito sa Pilipinas na study man lang kung sino man ang, dahil sa inyo yan, statistics, no? Sana makita nyo ang relationship. Kunyari, sa inyo may mga forecast kayo o meron kayo statistics ng temperature, maximum, minimum during the day for the whole month. At sana makakuha kayo ng mga number of cases na binibigay ng DOH. Kasi, di ba, pag sa mga binigay ng mga advisory rin ng mga ibang doktor, yung presence ng sunshine, lalo ng kainitan, nang papainit tayo, at of course, yung yung suog, no? Sinasabi nila, which is tumataas ang temperature during that time, ay namamatay yung virus. So, ang WMO, although meron sila yan in general, tinan din natin ang local. Kasi sa kanila, no, ang temperature sa kanila, di ba, malalamig ang temperatura nila, wherein doon sa mga countries na sinasabi nila na they need sunshine, lalo na yung mga tao natin sa coastal areas na nakababad dyan sa tubigan na maalat ang atmosphere, mainit, wala namang kaso ng mga COVID eh. So, maybe it is a high time na meron tayo, no? Hindi, huwag tayo mananiwala tayo, pero tinan natin ang natin datos. Kasi wala naman tayo na ipipresent na datos natin eh. So, tinan natin dito, kasi temperate climate sila. We are on the di ba? Sa tayo, between 0 to 30, north and south, siguro iba ang ating ang ating relationship, yung makakakuha tayo ng relationship siguro, no? So, wag nating itapusin yung ating let's have, yung inano ko lang dito, in-emphasize ko, siguro may mga researchers tayo, nandyan sa inyo ang datos, baka yung head ng RDPD o yung CAD, meron ding research na di ba? Baka may makuha tayo at siguro this is a start lang ito siguro ng isang magandang project. Yun lang ang inaano ko. Sana may magkaroon ng isang meron kayong baka kayong pwedeng mas maganda mag-present, no? Na may datos kayo na pinaka-maximum minimum during the month, ano yung naging cases natin during that day. Baka lang may karoon tayo ng isang magandang pag-aaral with respect to this weather and its relationship with the pandemic. Thank you.
May acknowledge. Sige, maraming salamat. Good morning, magandang tanghali. Maraming salamat po, June, sa iyong in-express na ideas for encouraging our researchers. So, isang bagay lang po yung napukina natin ngayon kasi we are in a temperate country or in a tropical country, and despite our hot temperatures or warm weather, ang dami-dami nating nai-infect ng COVID-19. So, but tama si Doc Jun na we have to show proof base dun sa data natin, but just by observations, kahit anong init ng temperatura natin, ganun pa rin kalaki yung pagdami ng number of COVID patients or yung infected person. So, siguro, on that observation, hindi ganun kalaki yung factor, yung temperature, although it shows na yung sunshine ay mayroong vitamin D na nakakapagpataas ng immune system natin. Malaking factor pa rin siguro yung pag-iingat doon sa distancing, kasi we could relate it into temperature, maaaring makakuha tayo ng relationship. Pero may malaking factor na nagdadala doon sa kung gaano kadami yung nai-infect. So, siguro, this is a challenge for our researchers kung paano tayo makakakuha ng magandang correlation despite na ang malaking factor doon sa paghahawa-hawa natin ay hindi lang yung temperatura, kung hindi yung exposure natin sa isa't isa, yung malaking bagay yon. So, challenge sa ating mga researchers. Let's show na kung anong datos meron tayo and we correlate, that would be easy to correlate with the number of infected persons base dun sa result ng DOH. And another thing is yung pag-report din kasi ng number ng infected, yung timing din nun, meron din tayong problema kasi on that day, i-release nila yung result, siguro yung iba, 3 days, 1 week, and then i-correlate natin dun sa oras ng temperature. So, baka meron din doon konting discrepancy. So, we have to be careful din doon sa analysis, but with our data, we could come up with something. And siguro, this is just to show na ito yung nakuha namin based on our available data. So, please siguro yung ating mga researchers take the challenge and show proof ng ating mga study based on what is available. And siguro, bigyan na lang natin ng ibang explanation. Basta meron tayong data, ito yung nakita natin. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, SP.
Yes, can I react on that?
Sige po, Surgeon po.
Thank you very much, Doc SP, for that, yung idea, great idea. But, of course, yung pagtaas ng ating mga cases ay nasa bubble, Metro Manila and bubble, wherein nandito lahat yung pinaka-most populated city in the Philippines. Kasi doon sa mga island, lalo na dito sa ating mga probinsya na malapit sa coastal, ang tutusin nga, barang bibihira lang o kukunti ang nagkakaroon ng cases. Siguro, depends on the location, Kasi ang Metro Manila, of course, at ang bubble nga sinasabi nila, ang Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, yun yung mga area na mostly populated eh. So, yung siguro, may mga area ka siguro na titingnan mo, yung sa mga area naman na dito sa coastal areas na kung ang sabi nila ay salty ang atmosphere, sa western and eastern part, dun sa north and south, makikita natin ang concentration talaga na sa inland at mostly sa cities. Siguro, titingnan din natin yung location of the, mga cases. Pero, may mga area nga, napupunta ako sa Bulacan, sa area dyan sa may bandang part ng Mekawayan, wala nga silang incidents doon ng COVID eh. Pero dahil nasa coastal area sila, baka nga rin siguro dahil nga kukunti ang tao o hindi masyadong populated yung area. At the same time, they are surrounded by salty water. Baka meron, Kaya nga yung challenge na natin, sinasabi natin, baka may mga researchers na mag-explain, kung bakit. And the data ay nasa atin, Ang sa DOH, open yan eh. Baka meron lang na. Thank you very much for that suggestion then and opinion. Thank you.
Thank you po, Dr. Jun, for that information.
Pastor, may nagre-raise ng hand si Sir Oscar.
Let's go ahead po. Sir, nakamute po tayo.
Good morning, and thank you for answering the question about the location of the weather stations on the island of Negros. The reason I asked that is because as an industry association, we have been doing studies like the correlation of productivity with rainfall data. And in the process of doing the studies, we use some rainfall data from the Sugar Regulatory Administration, in addition to what we have gathered from Pagasa. Kasi sa SRA, sa Sugar Regulatory Administration, they have 12 weather stations in the province of Negros Occidental and 2 in Negros Oriental. And I noticed that there are wide variations or differences in the actual rainfall in these different stations. So, kasi naisip ko in the past, we have been using the data only from Pagasa and correlating it with productivity. Then I realized na hindi pala lahat ng sugar districts in the same province, for example in Negros, have the same amount of rainfall. So, parang na-distort pala yung mga analysis namin in the past. So, moving forward now, I am thinking of the possibility na sana mag-complement, since you're both government agencies, mag-complement yung mga data from your end, from Pagasa, and the data from the SRA to come up with a more maybe comprehensive or consolidated set of information, rainfall data that industry could use in the analysis in relation to productivity and the performance of the whole industry. Ang tanong ko is, would that be possible? Kaya, would your agency be willing to, of course, we still have to ask the SRA if they are also willing to share their own data. But as an industry, sana magamit namin pareho para serve one single purpose to improve the overall productivity of the agriculture sector. Thank you.
Thank you po, Sir Oscar. Tama na?
SP, tapos ng pag
Sir Oscar, maraming salamat po for that additional information. So, with that, more data is better, of course, para po mas makita natin yung distribution ng rainfall. So, the denser the instruments, mas maganda po yung analysis na maibibigay natin. Kasi nga po, rainfall is a very variable parameter. What we are using is around 50 kilometer yung within the 50 kilometer effectivity yung ginagamit namin sa ngayon kung walang malapit na station. So that would be a very good source of data. And siguro we have to check din yung mga type of instruments kasi meron po tayo mga standards na ginagamit. WMO standards po yung nire-report natin. So we have to check para anong din po namin yung merong sources ng discrepancy. So, maganda pong information. So, maraming salamat. We have to coordinate. Siguro, partners naman natin ng DA. So, siguro, Ana, the group should extend or kayo na yung makipag-coordinate dun sa kanila. And as government agencies, tulong-tulong po tayo kahit private na. Kung merong available na data, welcome po sa amin. Basta alam lang namin yung actual situation or yung instrumento and how it is installed or located para po determine namin kung may mga adjustments na kailangan para sa mga analysis. So, maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am SP. And we will get in touch with you once we get the approval for the cooperation and support also from the SRA. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, Dr. SP and Sir Oscar. May any additional po?
Ay,
Any additional po?
Sige sir, partner naman po natin sila Sir Okan sa Philippine Sugar Millers Association po in coordination din po with SRA. So, yun po, itutuloy po natin yung ating mga naging effort noon tsaka po yung sa mga sa mga invitations niyo po kapag nagbibigay kami ng updates sa inyo. So, siguro po, titingnan natin yung mga data din po coming from SRA stations po. Huli naman din po siguro sila na mag-provide ng mga data. Check po natin, lalo na po yung for agricultural purposes po. So, yung mga AWS din po, yung time na yun ay parang napansin din po natin yung sa SRAI. Iba din po yung pag-record nila ng 24-hour rainfall kasi yun nga po, sabi po nila SPS based on standard sa atin. So yung sa Pagasa po, yung ending ng 24-hour rainfall ends at 7:59 a.m. So yun din po mga observation standards, yun din po yung titingnan natin kasi baka yun po din nagkakaroon ng mga discrepancy din sa mga rainfall observations natin. Ayun sir, tingnan po natin later. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Ana.
Thank you po, Ma'am Ana. I think wala na pong questions. Meron pa po ang questions? Pasok ko na po kay Ma'am Cherry. Ma'am Che. Ay, Roel po. Carlos Banyes po. Sir Carlos. Ma'am, baka po naka-direct sa inyo yung questions.
Opo. May question po dito, percentage of La Nina in the last quarter of 2021. So yung makikita po natin dito, Sir Carlos, during the seasons of October, November, December, January, base po dun sa official na pinalabas ng IRI and sa probabilistic forecast ay mas higher probability of having La Nina po. So yun po yung combined model and expert judgment. Pero kung yung pagbabasihin po natin, yung purely model output, yung mula pong intervention ng ating mga experts natin, ay mas higher po yung probability ng NC neutral condition or hindi magkakaroon ng back-to-back La Nina. But then, sabi nga po natin ay historically po, yung last 6 events po ng La Nina were back-to-back La Nina. So, ibig sabihin po, yung expert judgment, yung knowledge po about the climatological probability of having La Nina during the last quarter of the month. So, yun din po yung added na pinagbabasihan ng mga expert judgment natin dahil base po dun sa climatological probability na kung saan historically po ay mas mataas ang probability of either having El Nino or La Nina during the last quarter of the year. So, yun po yung binagdag na expert judgment based on climatological probability. Kaya, yun po nakikita natin na may nagsasabi na may back-to-back La Nina, which is historically speaking ay posibleng nangyayari po yan. Okay, Sir Kaloy.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ana. Yung slide presentation dito sa climate. Thank you.
Thank you po, Sir Carlos, for that question. Meron po sinabi si Ma'am Mirna Bobadilla. Thank you so much for this very informative information from DRST Pagasa. Keep safe and God bless everyone from Taza Water District. Thank you po, Ma'am. Thank you po, Ma'am Mirna. Keep safe in always.
Sir, may tanong po din dito, any update on Taal volcano situation, sabi po ni Sir Ramon Visconde. So, Sir, sa Feebox po natin na nakakakuha ng update din sa Taal volcano. So, sa Feebox po. So, paki-check na lang po sa website ng Feebox, Sir. Thank you po.
Yes po, sir. Sir Ramon Nonato Visconde. Check po tayo sa website ng T-Box, UST T-Box.
For that, thank you po sa lahat ng actively participating dito po sa climate forum namin, 35th Climate Forum. Back to you po, Ma'am Sherry Jane.
Thank you, Nestor, sa open forum natin. And we are right on time pa rin po sa ating program. So, for our closing remarks na po, so may recorded message po si Ma'am Edna Wanilio, Chief of the Climatology and Agrometeorology Division. And then after po, kung meron pong final message si Ma'am SP, mag-ano po si Ma'am SP sa atin. So, for the closing remarks, recorded ni Ma'am Edna, paki-play na po.
A very blessed day once again to everyone at sa ating lahat. And thank you to our dear participants, stakeholders, distinguished guests, and panel speakers who joined us today for this 135th Climate Outlook Forum, despite the challenges and restrictions brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. To our ever-supportive Pagasa Administrator, Dr. Vicente Malano, our Deputy Administrator for R&D, Dr. Esperanza Kayanan, and the rest of the Pagasa management, we extend our deepest appreciation. At the outset, I would like to acknowledge the effort and hard work of the people behind the success of this forum, which is regularly conducted every month, primarily to Ms. Annalisa Solis, Chief of the Climate Monitoring and Prediction Section, or CLAIMS, of the Climatology and Agrometeorology Division, CAD, and her staff for their utmost cooperation in the preparation and logistical arrangements for this forum. And lastly, we highly appreciate the assistance of our other Pag-asa colleagues in the conduct of this forum, particularly to our Pag-asa ICT, Engineering and Technical Services Division, at sa lahat po ng mga walang sawa at laging handang tumutulong in the conduct of this monthly virtual forum. Although the current COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to somehow restrict our face-to-face IEC activities, the technology and online learning platforms such as this one have somehow allowed us to continue to impart to you the valuable information and services of Pag-asa through this forum. We earnestly hope that you were able to learn a lot from the presentations provided by the speakers. Good luck po sa ating lahat, and let's all pray for this COVID-19 pandemic to end very soon. Ingat lang po lagi tayo at sana lahat po tayo ay pagpalain ng Diyos. Maraming salamat po.
Yan po ang ating closing message from Edna Wanilio. So, tanong ko lang po kung may final message po ang ating Deputy Administrator for Research and Development, Dr. Esperanza Kayanan. Ma'am SP, meron po ba kayong final message?
Maraming salamat, Sherry, at maraming salamat sa lahat ng participants ngayong umaga na ito and sa lahat ng mga resource persons natin from Weather Division, from the Hydromet Division, and of course, from the Climatology and Agrometeorology Division. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng information na i-share ngayong araw na ito. So sa ating pong partners, patuloy po tayong mag-monitor ng mga informations and other products ng Pagasa, lalong-lalo na po ngayon na nagpapalit po tayo ng klima. We are in a transition period. Marami pong pwedeng mangyari sa mga susunod na araw. So, let's keep monitoring. Nandito po ang ating mga forecasters, climatologists, hydrologists, and meteorologists. Online nga lang po dahil sa sitwasyon natin. Pero, rest assured po na ginagawa po namin lahat ang trabaho upang makapagbigay sa inyo ng updated information sa nangyayari po sa ating atmosphere, sa ating klima. So, sana po ay napulot nating impormasyon ay magamit natin ng maayos sa ating planning activities for our work, for our personal use, and lalong-lalo na po sa agriculture at sa iba't iba pang business opportunities natin. And sana po sa susunod na Climate Forum, which is, I think it is May 26, magkita-kita po ulit tayo para po magkaroon tayo ng discussion and more information and iba pang mga impormasyon na kailangan natin sa araw-araw nating gawain. So with that, sana po we stay safe, mag-ingat po tayo. Hanggang ngayon po ay dumarami pa rin ang patients natin. So ingat lang po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am SP. And that ends our program po. So, kita-kita daw po ulit tayo sa ating next monthly forum. And also, nagbibigay na po kami ng invitation sa inyo, mga second week of the month pa lang po. So, abangan nyo na lang po ang aming muling invitation. Maraming salamat po.
Bye-bye.